Author of Togen Anki, I just want you to know this. I know what you are. You're not fooling anyone, buddy. Okay? These designs, these character designs, what is this? I know what you're doing. Now, all I'm going to say is there needs to be a line, buddy. All right? I think there was a line and you crossed it. Like, seriously, what are you doing, Togen Anki? Why they got to be built like this? Why they design like this? I was willing to let the first one go. I was like, all right, you know what? It's just one character, one student. They're not going crazy. But no, I see what you're doing. I see where this is headed. All right, this is out of control. Togen Anki, you guys are out of control with these designs. But you know what? That's not even the craziest part. These two designs that I've showed you, which are wildly out of pocket, they're not even the craziest. What is this? What is this? Okay, this is crazy. Togen Anki, you got some explaining to do. Whoever made this, all right, I know what you're about. I don't want to hear any more Fire Force slander when you got Togen Anki roaming the streets.
I know the brother's probably trolling, because I know a brother ain't gonna see no woman with animated tickle biggies and curves that make most men go, GOT! And be like, oh, animated curves. Oh, we can't have that. Cut them off. Do it quickly. Curves on the woman are a sin. Like, let's be so for real right now. Because if any man saw a woman like this in real life, he's immediately thinking about having kids with her. And not just kids. Man's gonna buy a yacht. Man's gonna buy a Bugatti. Man's gonna buy a ring. I'm gonna invest in stock. Get my life right. Go to church and thank God that I found the One Piece. I'm gonna be happy as hell. So I know he trolling. Bro's like, Author Togen Anki, I know what you are. I know what he is too. A genius. A sheer genius. Look, this man's either trolling or he's serious as hell. If he's serious, he's either homosexual or a liar. Either way, his opinion is his opinion. I'm not here to change it, but I am here to question it. Because I'm sorry, that misses a step in the class of common sense. When is seeing thick, fake women become a bad thing? I know some people don't like fan service, but the definition of fan service is material or an interaction intentionally included in a work of fiction or media to please a specific audience or fans, often without the direct relevance to the main plot. That's what fan service is. And if that's what fan service is, then I got news for you. This isn't that bad. Maybe it's because I watched anime for a very long time and I watched other sorts of media for a very long time. But I've seen worse, more distracting fan service in American shows. I mean, what's so fan service-y about this? They're thick? That's not special or unrealistic. There are plenty of thick women in reality. Now, obviously, there's more average-looking women, but thick women do exist. They're all natural. And I can promise you, the same men and women who look at this and are disgusted and see it as unrealistic will look at someone like Sydney Sweeney and be like, oh my God! And I know when people think of fan service in anime, they usually think of scenes like from Fire Force. And I usually hear people say on the internet, oh, that's too much. And I gotta be honest with you, I have to be honest with you. I've seen Fire Force all the way through. The fan service in that show has not bothered me whatsoever. Mostly because most of it has been from the cat girl. And what is she, like 17 in the show? It doesn't really matter, it's a shonen, it's for young teenagers anyway. Plus, she's, you know, not real, so who really cares? But every time certain characters get on the screen, I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. The point is, Tamaki's fan service really shouldn't be all that distracting to an average anime watcher. Especially if you watch an anime like Bleach. I mean, come on, Bleach fans, speak up. Yororichi Shihoen is a cat girl also, and she has stripped naked in that show at least twice. Complete butt booty naked, in broad daylight too, and no one's complained. Well, maybe someone complained, but no one's listening, because it's chocolate! And just possible side note right here, the rating for Tokenaki is 16 plus, and it's a shonen. In other words, its core audience is more than likely going to be young men. So if you're like an adult woman who don't really like things that are more, you know, male-centered, then you probably wouldn't like this show. And that's fine, you don't have to like this show. Every anime is not for everybody, but I can also promise you there is anime for everybody. There are literally so many genres of anime, and an anime, before you even touch it, before you even turn it on and click on the button to watch it, will tell you what it is before you press on it. So when I hear things like this,
watching anime as an adult, and like, do y'all not feel weird watching like bouncing 15-year-olds and like every sound they make sounds like a moan, like
I get pissed off because you're making it sound like every anime is the same. And how you gonna get on the internet and judge an anime for something that you clicked on? She clicked on it, and the anime she clicked on was more likely an ecchi anime. It's not for her. And if you don't like it, don't get on the internet and complain. Turn off your TV and go watch something else. And this brings up another great point that I have that's been resting on my soul for the longest time. Do y'all remember the first episode of Dandadan where Momo got kidnapped by the aliens and they were trying to, you know, probe her? I heard low-key a lot of people drop the anime because of that scene. And I'm just like, that's what got y'all to drop the anime? Seriously? Y'all must have never seen anime like Devilman Crybaby before. Or the anime Made in the Abyss. Some of y'all be some tourists for real. You wanna talk about disturbing? That's real disturbing anime right there. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying what happened to Momo in the anime on episode 1 is fan service. No. If you think for one that's fan service, you're sick. That wasn't fan service. Honestly, if you have any context clues whatsoever and can read into the plot, you can understand why that scene happened in the first place. And the scene really wasn't presented as fan service or a joke. In fact, every time an alien in this show tries to, Momo, it's seen in a bad light. And honestly, the scenes are just there to make the villains look pure evil. They've done this before in an anime like Berserk, where the main female character gets, assaulted in one way or another. Berserk fans, you know what I mean. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But those scenes aren't meant to be fan service. They're meant to be grotesque. They're meant to be disturbing. They're meant to fill you with trauma. And they're meant to make you uncomfortable. But that is precisely what makes anime so great in the first place. It does not hold your hand and tell you some average, boring, stupid story that you heard 1,000 times before. It surprises you, and it takes risk. And honestly, so many people complain about that scene with Momo in the anime, but those same people would praise the show called Game of Thrones. Now, if you ever watched Game of Thrones, you know in, I think it was season 1, there was a scene with Khaleesi and Drogo, the barbarian guy, where he had his way with her. Now, in the book, she was supposed to be 13 years old at this time period. And also in the book, she consented, but that doesn't really matter. Because, 13, that's weird. But in the TV show, Khaleesi at this time period was supposed to be 16 to 17 years old. And I saw the scene, they showed the full scene. This wasn't no she was saved at the last moment type. He was doing his thing. And there were people who complained about it, but I mean, no one really intentionally really cared about it, at least I don't think so. Because there was other scenes in the show that was just as disturbing. My point is, I look at that, and then I look at scenes like from Dandadan that don't even go all the way, and I'm just like, disassociated from it, because it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, both are works of fiction, and they're both trying to tell a story. If I didn't like it, I would just turn off my TV and go watch something else. Complaining about it online, for one, is how you get content like this censored. And I can't stand censorship. I can't! Because it's not like I'm a disgusting, weird guy. I'm not. I promise to you, I know I may come off as perverted or weird, but I promise to you, I'm not. I'm more of an introvert in real life, let's be honest. But my point is, I'm an adult. I can see something on TV and disassociate from it. It's not real at the end of the day. And I'm mature enough to see something like that happening on TV and know that it's wrong. Now, my last point is this. I don't want to get off topic. The show that I watched that had even more obvious fan service that was just in your face, like even more than any anime I ever seen, was the show The Witcher on Netflix. Let me explain. Season 1, episode 5. The episode called Bottled Appetites. Hoo-hoo, yeah, that's a little spicy. Yennefer takes over the mayor's house. And when I say takes over, she takes over. She uses her magic to make the people in the house have a wild gathering. For those who've seen the episode, you know what I really mean. Now, did this disturb me? No. But I did see that's kind of awkward because Yennefer was just not really even partaking in the show. She was just kind of standing on the sidelines watching people, do. Now, my point is, no one that I know at least on the internet or online, has complained about this scene. Like, full-blown group gathering where people are bumping uglies, but no one complains. And this is obviously for fan service reasons. I mean, what other reason could it be besides, fan service? But then again, let me stop tripping. There was one other reason why this scene was shown, and it was to show Yennefer's boredom. But regardless, this was also fan service. And right after this scene, Yennefer and Geralt bumped uglies. My point is, people see thick women in anime and call that fan service. Meanwhile, in American media, they have a full-blown wild gatherings, and no one complains, or more or less barely anyone complains. Here's my suggestion. For those of you who don't like fan service, the next time you see it, just turn your TV off. Go watch something else. Do not get on social media and try to clout chase, saying, "Oh, why is this here? Why is this in the anime? I don't like this. Just turn off your TV because you're the one who turned it on in the first place, and it's not for you. Because I honestly don't care what's happening in the anime. It's not real. But you know what it is? Censorship. And god damn it, if I want to see some tickle biggies on the screen, I'm going to see some tickle biggies on the screen. I'm an adult. Matter of fact, I'm going to go see some tickle biggies right now. Voice! Prepare the chariot. Tonight we goon in style. Alright!
Wanted you, wanted all the